Good morning, everybody. It is meteorologist Adrian's weather forecast, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be about the severe weather for the weekend for parts of Texas and the southeast. It's going to be another messy storm with severe threats like we just dealt with last night. So here's the National Weather Service just to show you guys what's going on across the country really fast. We have actually dense fog advisories in this gray color across the country, and then for parts of Mississippi and Tennessee. And then we can see we still have those flood warnings and then flood advisories across the Mississippi River still from yesterday, as they can overflow with that rain. Special weather statements across parts of the country for many different reasons, because of different weather across each one of these states. We have flood warnings for parts of North Dakota and then parts of Minnesota. Winter weather advisories for parts of California, Michigan, and even parts of New York. And then we have wind advisories for parts of the coast of California. So let's go ahead and just look at the radar really quick for you guys to know what's to come after the storm. So this is the rest of this storm, guys. What's going on right now, the one from last night. It did go through Georgia already, went through Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, and all that, and it's going to the Carolinas right now and parts of Virginia with some severe weather for parts of the Appalachians, some heavy thunderstorms for parts of Virginia, and then some heavy rain for parts off the coast. It's going to be quite heavy at some times, but it's not going to last super long as it moves really quick to the ocean. 6 hours from now, it gets pretty heavy, just a couple miles west of Raleigh. Quite some heavy thunderstorms there. It starts to move out of South Carolina quite fast, and then a little heavy one off the coast of North Carolina, and then it just moves off and it goes into the ocean, and then there's those scattered rain showers left from the storm, and then it just goes off into the ocean, and it still leaves some scattered rain showers there for parts of the coast. So this is what we're talking about. So at this point, the severe thunderstorms passed already. The one that we dealt with last night, that's gone. It's over here. It's way gone. And then so this is actually Saturday. This is when we're dealing with the severe weather in Texas. It's going to be over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, with severe threats for severe thunderstorms and all that. You can see it's quite heavy already at Saturday, 48 hours from now. Some really heavy rain showers in there, as you can see, as it's part of Oklahoma and Texas, and that's just the beginning of it as it gets really big. This is a powerful storm. From 4 hours from now, you can see it expands a lot all the way to parts of Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, and it's really big in Texas right now. Texas is at the area where it's the biggest part and the most heaviest point in this, and then the parts in front of this are just light rain just to come, as the heavy rain does move east. But very heavy rain for Dallas, Houston, Austin, parts of Louisiana as it just moves on. Just non-stop rain for parts of the southeast and Texas. Just a lot of rain. They just dealt with Texas won't have a day until around end of Sunday to relax without this rain. But the southeast would have one day, which is today, and then this other rainstorm will hit in the weekend to come. So it's really heavy for parts of Houston there. 60 hours from now, very heavy as it gets near the border of Louisiana and Texas. Just a couple miles north of Houston and a couple miles south of Dallas. Dallas getting some light rain. That heavy rain starts to spread from Mississippi and northern Louisiana. Even some moderate rain for parts of southern Arkansas, south of Little Rock. Starts to bring some moderate rain for parts of southeastern Georgia near Savannah. And then 90 hours from now, it's still for parts of Texas. It's just trying to stay there for parts of Dallas, north of Houston, just trying to stay there. And it stays in Oklahoma. Sorry, this was something there. It's states for parts of west or eastern Oklahoma. Very heavy rain for parts of off the Gulf Coast. Just very heavy rain, and it's just going to be a lot of rain just pounding the southeast for these next couple days as the precipitation are pretty high. Starts to hit parts of northeast Georgia, most of Georgia. Starts to hit parts of up there in the Midwest. It's quite big, and it's going to have some severe threats. 108 hours from now, this is actually Tuesday, going to bring a lot of rain for most of the East Coast. Just a lot of rain. Texas finally going to get that break of that rain, but they're going to get the most severe part of this. A heavy bands from the Carolinas, for the Carolinas actually, heavy off the Gulf Coast of Mexico. Very heavy rain for part of the border of Alabama and Georgia, and then another spot in central Mississippi. Just going to bring a lot of rain for the East Coast. This all started from Little Storm, Texas, and just spread it across the East Coast, and just going to bring a lot of rain. And then it just moves off, tries to stay in Georgia and all that, in the Carolinas, and then it moves off. So let's just look at the precipitation. This is around when the storm ends, a couple hours after, just to see how much is the total accumulations of this rainstorm, as it's very, very bad. It's going to bring a lot of rain all the way from Kentucky to parts of the Panhandle, and then quite some heavy rain for parts of the mid-Atlantic states. Not going to bring a lot of rain for the east or the northeast, not more than around an inch unless you live in Maine. They might get an inch and a half, but not a lot of rain for the northern states of the storm. It's going to be right here in the southeast and south where they're getting that a lot of rain. About 5 to 6 inches for parts of west of New Orleans. About 5 to 6 inches by Little Rock. About 5 to 6 inches for parts of the Texas and Louisiana border. Not a lot of rain for Atlanta or Montgomery, and about 2 inches for the Carolinas, and quite a bit of rain for parts of Kentucky. So that's something we really need to watch out for all this rain can cause flooding, and we do not want that. So just got to watch out for this, guys. Let's go to see the thunderstorms. This is actually Saturday. Let's go to when the storm. Let's go to 8 a.m. It's getting in parts of Texas and all that. San Antonio, 2,100 joules per kilogram. That's kind of a normal type of thunderstorm, severe. The highest will be about 4,100 and all that. But that's still pretty high for a thunderstorm and all that, and severe threat with all the energy. By Austin, we have 2,200 joules per kilogram, and then 2,600 joules per kilogram off the coast of Texas. That's quite enough energy to cause a severe threat. By Louisiana, 2,600 and 700 actually joules per kilogram, and 2,500 joules per kilogram on the coast. But in this area for Texas, it's ranged from 2,000 joules per kilogram to 2,700 joules per kilogram. And this is just the beginning, actually, the storm. It gets quite a bit more energy. Let's go to 2 p.m. Wow, 3,000 joules per kilogram. It spreads a lot. This energy that causes the thunderstorms, all this energy is for here, parts of the southeast. Just a lot of energy that's widespread. 2,700 joules per kilogram south of San Antonio. 3,000 joules per kilogram near Houston. 3,100 joules per kilogram north of Houston. Just a lot of energy. 2,700 joules per kilogram. And let's actually just go to Sunday too. Sunday's got a lot of stuff too. As we go to 8 a.m., it's got a little calmer, but if we go to it's gonna get 2,800 joules per kilogram, and it's gonna it's gonna move a bit more north for parts of the northeast. But Texas is gonna have a big threat for severe weather. 2,700 joules per kilogram on Sunday. 2,500 joules per kilogram. So guys, hope you guys liked this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and see you.